Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Good morning. Hey. Welcome to a fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the Gawd. It is Wednesday, May the 28th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys coming on in this early Wednesday. Let us know how your hump day is doing. I'm definitely, I'm definitely could have used a little more winks this morning, but I'm here.
He tired, boss. He tired.
Tired. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm actually rested, man. I'm feeling good, man. Kept waking up before the show, like kind of excited about today. I'm not sure why, but yeah. I'm feeling rested, feeling ready for the day.
That's what's up.
Let's go.
All right. Appreciate that. Pop's already up in the chat. He says, good Wednesday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning. Yeah. People getting up early on this this day. I'm with it. Let me see if this graphic comes up. Speaking of Pops, shout out to Pops. He's got one of his books on Audible now.
Oh, okay.
The Tall Tales of Obadiah Short by Paul B. Allen III. Shout out to Pops on that. Pretty entertaining piece, and I'm anxious to hear this on Audible now. So that's what's up. I'm all about the audiobook. So proud moment of being on Audible. Appreciate that. That's what's up, Pops. Congratulations.
Yeah. Just if you can drop it in the chat, just briefly let us know who was Obadiah Short. Who was he?
You got to read the Tall Tales. Understand. Marlon Harrison gives us a good morning, First Sky family. Happy hump day, everyone. Judy Prenzler says good morning. Good morning to you. Heather Williams says good morning, everyone. RG says morning, y'all. Miss Erica Felt, you getting up these days with them babies acting right, I guess, over there.
Yeah.
Good morning. Appreciate you coming on in. Kimber Snipes says good morning, y'all. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in with all this positive attitude here, waking me, give me reason to wake all the way up.
Oh yeah, come on now, Paul, get on up.
Yeah, get up. That is a cup of coffee that I'm nursing right now. So we're gonna make it happen. We'll make it happen. Sean McCarthy says good morning, everyone. Right.
Gonna make it happen indeed. I do want to give everybody their flowers, man. Like, we really appreciate the support and love we getting. My man Paul B was out on the town yesterday, and got reminded of the work that we're doing and how people are benefiting from it. And it's kind of crazy. Sometimes most of the time we have our head down just trying to figure it out, fix the tweaks, fix what's wrong, head under the hood, if you will. But not really realizing how many people have jumped on the bandwagon, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all, and we're gonna keep on rocking.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good meeting yesterday of a bunch of like-minded people that are trying to put together some central communication so we can all kind of stay in touch. And it was really encouraging. I wasn't expecting it to hear all the feedback that I got, but those listeners strong out there,
man,
back telling us what we're doing is good. So I appreciate everybody that does that and spreads the word. Do us a favor today, share the show. If you're on Facebook, I see Mama God on Facebook this morning. Good morning.
Hey,
good morning, fam. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe, and let everybody who you are hang around with on social media, YouTube, let them know that we're here on YouTube. And to come check it out. And of course, if you miss any parts of the show, you can always go back and watch previous shows if you go to YouTube as well. So yeah, man, appreciate that. Mark Manor gives us a good morning. Also, RG says BZ got a meal. What a meal comp at the casino. No, I ain't that celebrity status yet. Not yet. We'll
steak and eggs.
But I did introduce myself at this meeting yesterday and said I'm host of First Guy Omaha in the morning. And a few people in the room said, in the morning.
Hey,
they singing the song. That's what's up.
Yeah, get the jingle right.
Kimber Snipe says, I got up yesterday thinking it was Monday. Came on at 7 o'clock. Like, what the hell can I see anyone's comments?
Man.
He's right.
Hey, it'd be the same for me, man. I definitely woke up yesterday like, oh man, what time is it? Oh, am I late? Did I did I oversleep?
Yeah, I did that once this week myself. Jumped up at like 5 in the morning. Oh, the show. Oh, I forgot to do the show stuff. Yeah, so it's funny, man, how that works. I think it's a lot of we've been having a lot of rainy days. It's real foggy out today. It's
Hmm,
kind of it's kind of I don't know how to. It just stays kind of rainy all day long, cloudy and overcast. And like Prince said, overcast days never turn me on.
man,
But
yeah,
but what it really makes me do is want to stay in bed all day long.
that
So
part.
yeah, that part. It is what it is, man. Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning. Good morning, Miss Lewis. Kara Warner's in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you.
Peace, peace, peace.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about today. Of course, we have the summer coming up. There's so many things happening this summer that we just the rest of the season is just going to kind of be the wrapping up of the legislative session and what's going on this summer with Juneteenth Joy Fest, Freedom Fest, Native Omaha Days. I mean, it's already started. It's already started with
Man,
Malcolm X 100 celebration. So many things going on this summer. If you wasn't ready to be outside, you better get ready because it's
man,
going down.
I see CeeLo coming.
Man, did you see that?
I see CeeLo coming.
I was like,
I can't
what?
escape the dungeon, man. I can't escape the dungeon. I just can't.
Bro, listen, Unity Fest is something I've never heard of this. This is a free event meant to unite North and South Omaha communities, and it'll be at Jean Leahy Mall Pavilion on Saturday, August 30th. This is 2 days from now. CeeLo in town. Just hearing about it. Just hearing about it.
mm. No, it's not 2 days. It's August
Oh,
30th.
I'm sorry, August. Okay. Woo, man, I was sweating like, man, I better hurry up and
Man,
make sure I make this in 2 days.
hey,
No,
it's free
August
though. You ain't got
30th.
to worry about getting a ticket.
This is true. This is true. I've never even heard of this though. Like I gotta dig into who's behind this Unity Fest that I've never heard of. Is this the first one?
I think that's Freedom Tainment. Actually, no, I don't think this is the first one. I think this is Freedom Tainment.
This is Freedom Tainment. Well, good. I'm glad we're gonna have Calvin Williams on here next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk to
we
him.
gotta we
Talk to
gotta
him.
talk about this, man. That's what's up, bro. So CeeLo Green in the house. I was very excited to see that. CeeLo Green, Goody Mob, one of my favorites of all time, for real.
Man, man.
RG says CeeLo gonna ask y'all about the bananas and the mayonnaise.
I don't know nothing about
I don't know nothing
that.
about that either. That's kind of wild. He probably talking about the bananas from what's the movie from Belly. And
Oh
that's what
no.
everybody outside Omaha want to act like that's what we over here standing on corners eating bananas all the time. Kimber says, I got tickets to MX 100 Freedom Fest concert and CeeLo. It's gonna be a great summer. Look, she
Yeah,
ready.
man.
She ready. Yep. She said it's Freedom Tainment. Man. Okay. All right. We need to yeah, we got him booked. We got Calvin Williams booked. He's gonna tell us all about everything that's going on. So that's what's up. Sean McCarthy says CeeLo coming far cooler than the free Pat Boone event that Omaha was promoting over Memorial Day.
Dang. Dang.
You said it. You said it. Hey, I didn't say it. You said it. We'll go ahead and jump into a few of the community updates, y'all. While we're at it, no guest today. It's gonna be me and Buddy. Continuing the conversation, actually, from
Yeah, man.
what we talked about on Monday. There's still a lot to talk about on all these subjects. But first, we're gonna go ahead and jump into a few things. One of which is another missing young girl, 13 years old. Her name is Miracle Red Cloud. Um, yeah, man, this is I saw a post that said how many young girls gotta go missing in this community for y'all to start paying more attention. And yeah, it's rough. Sioux Falls Police Department, if you see her, 605-367-7000. Last seen Central Sioux Falls area. I know we got listeners everywhere, and of course, when you're looking everywhere anyway. She's been missing since May 8th. And yeah, 13 years old, man. Native American, brown eyes, black hair, 5'2", 90 pounds. Miracle Red Cloud is who she'll answer to. So please keep your eyes open there. And again, we'll keep on anytime they post, we're gonna show it. We're
Man,
gonna and ask everybody to keep a lookout. Please,
big time.
please. Jumping back into some things, we already talked about Unity Fest coming up, CeeLo Green coming up. I saw a show by King ISO getting ready to happen here called
Nice.
More Group Therapy is going down. Yep. This is gonna be at the Waiting Room Lounge. The waiting room over here in Benson, 6212 Maple Street. I'm happy to see Waiting Room doing some local. Well, this is not so local, but kind of local hip hop. Of course, a couple years back there was some problems there, and they kind of stopped doing it. But I'm seeing a lot of hip hop shows over here now. So shout out to the more group therapy setup, sound by DJ Doc. This is gonna be Thursday, May 29th. So this is tomorrow night. If you want to come see some
Nice.
good stuff, I've never seen King ISO live. I'm kind of anxious to see him live, actually. So I might
It's a
try
good
to,
show.
yeah, I might try to slide over there
Yeah,
and
tell you
check
what the
that out.
truth. Also, almost some Omaha Cats. King ISO is actually a Viking. He went to Omaha North, man. So yeah,
That's up.
DJ Doc from Omaha too. But they're both signed to Strange Music under Tech Nine. So it is a local situation, but also a national situation. Big
Word.
shout out.
That's the best way. I love it. I love it. Saw a very interesting art thing from Blair Freeman. If you guys know about the all woman construction company out here that's making big moves, doing big things, they're actually hiring, and they said send your resume to apply at blairfreeman.com. I think they're looking for a social media and marketing individual to do some of that kind of work for them. So send your resume in, join the team. Blair Freeman doing big things. Shout out to all the work that they're doing as well. Yeah, I was happy to see that. And yeah, and that's really kind of about it right now for some of the haps. Like I said, as we get into later times, we'll be talking about all the shows coming up. Calvin Williams going to come and talk about all the Freedom Summer stuff happening. We're looking out to a couple other folks over at Union for Contemporary Art. I'm reaching out to some people about Joy Fest, and I would love to talk to the people who are behind Native Omaha Days as well. I want to try to get that in before the end of the season here. The end of the season will
Mm,
be June 13th. We only got a few more left, so I just want to make sure that we get everybody in and talk about all the stuff that's happening this summer. And then, of course, you got to look out for our content creator camp that's happening this summer as well. We're working on locking down some dates today, so look for that. Look for all those messages on in your social media to find out when those dates are and have an opportunity to sign up to that and all that stuff as well. And also, don't forget, please do this survey that we got going on. We got this survey, a new survey that we got out about where you get your news from. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the chat as well. If you're not signed up to the weekly wrap newsletter, you might have missed this survey. But here's the survey on its own, and we highly encourage you to do that. We're trying to get some answers here about where you get your news, how it works. The changes that are happening in social media, the changes that are happening in AI. Do you even trust what you read anymore with all this deep fake and stuff going on everywhere? We're trying to get some answers here so we can adjust accordingly. And it's really interesting. The conclusions that we come into is what a lot of artists are coming to these days, which is that we got to go back to physical media and face
man.
to face. So, so nothing old. Everything old is new again in a lot of ways, and I think it's going to apply to news too. We're looking for authenticity. We're looking for truth. The tenets of journalism, which will have you back, fact checking and doing all the things you're supposed to do before you open your mouth in the first place. And these are all these things that we're going to be swimming in this summer with all of the content creator camp stuff, and then revamping the ways that we deliver news and talk about news as well. So watch out for those things coming up. It's going to be a very interesting summer. We'll try to keep up with as much as we can. Even while we're on a break, we'll be populating the Haps, making sure you know what's going on, and looking for your feedback on Friends of First Sky Omaha. Appreciate you. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Pop says that survey is fast and easy. Appreciate it, Pop.
Hey, get her
Yep.
done.
He also said missing Native American girls have been disappearing. Have disappeared routinely for over a century, and no one does anything about it. It's horrible. Yeah, that definitely has to change for real. RG said when I went and kicked it with Kimmer at HQ, Blair Freeman was working a job at the intersection. Yeah, you see their flags everywhere, man. They be out getting it done. So that's what's up. RG said bananas and mayonnaise is the line from an old Goody Mob joint, fellas. Bananas and
Okay.
mayonnaise. I don't remember this one. Oh,
Yeah.
it's coming back to me now a little bit. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Goody Mob, man. I'm so happy to see CeeLo out here. CeeLo's one of my favorite artists. CeeLo, let me tell you something about CeeLo before we move on. CeeLo Green said in an interview one time that you have to be able to care to sing.
Hmm.
That's really like if you're a person that this is he was talking about the reason why hip hop is so is such a thing. It got so popular so fast when you wanted to try to take the emotion out of life just so that you can handle life. Then people started speaking their songs instead of singing their songs. Singing comes from joy and caring about a thing. So the more that's that, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing, real stoic rappers from like Rakim era, and then I'm seeing, all the way up to, people who are doing the ultimate singing in their gospel choir and so on and so forth. It kind of makes sense, this range of how you're trying to control your emotion with it with the way that you decide you're gonna express it. So anyway, he's not just a talented cat to me. He's a scholar of music, and I'm very anxious to. I'm glad he's gonna be out here. I'm definitely gonna be out there to see him.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. With that, we're gonna go ahead and move into what we're talking about today. Today's thread. I'll throw it over to Buddy. What's on your mind today, Buddy?
Yeah, a few things to talk about. Of course, we're still continuing the conversation as more information trickles out about the shooting of Brother Ibrahim. So we'll kind of go over some of that. There actually has been a statement issued by the NAACP, Urban League of Nebraska, and a few, I believe Black Votes Matter was also signed on to this release. Again, actually showing support for the Ibrahim family and calling for a few things from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. So we'll dive into that. Also, the sheriff's office has released some statements. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. So again, this is a continuation of the conversation from Monday. Feel free to let your mind be free, let your voice be heard, kind of decompress, if you will, in this conversation. But there's a few other things we haven't been able to get into as well. Still looking at the legislature as the last days are waning. And more vetoes have come out, especially in the fight for the towers, if you will, as far as making sure that our residents, our renters in Nebraska have some kind of right, some kind of protection to make sure that their housing is not only affordable, but, safe, healthy, clean, let's say. So, yeah, we'll definitely be diving into some of these vetoes that have come out, not only in the fight for the towers and fair housing, but also some situations happening with the budget. So again, we're keeping our eyes on that. What does that mean for our bottom line, our bottom dollar? And then, of course, as we continue our conversation about the sheriff's office, there's actually more information coming out. Actually, it's funny. We were just looking at our numbers on YouTube, and the second city that watches us beyond Omaha is Kansas City. And Kansas City actually recently just had a rally that it's got me thinking. It's got me thinking. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but some questions definitely have to be asked and some dots have to be connected, man. So again, we'll be talking about all that and more. Of course, if there's anything on your hearts and minds that we're not speaking about, we might be missing the mark on some stories, missing some things out there. Feel free to drop that into the chat. As again, let your mind be free. As always, let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, about 15 minutes, a little pass into the show. Paul B, what's the word?
Yeah, man. Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and jump into some things. And jump into this conversation. It's gonna be a good day today, hump day on this Wednesday. What is it? The 28th, coming up to the end of the month. And rent's creeping around the corner. Get ready.
Ooh, my back.
Yeah, man. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back. Stay tuned. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B's Buddy the God.
Hey.
And you are the chat chimers. Let's get it going.
Lead poisoning in children under 7 is scary, but it's also 100% preventable. Not only can lead be found in paint and soil, it can be found in many common spices, certain baby foods, and brought home from job sites. Children with lead poisoning might not show any symptoms until their levels are dangerously high. So ask your healthcare provider for a lead test for your child. you can help prevent lead poisoning in children.
Shout out to Douglas County Health Department, and for that message, we're definitely on that forefront of the battle for lead. Also, the city of Omaha also has their lead soil remediation program going on. You think you might have lead in your soil, definitely have them come out and check. Give them a call at 402-731-3045, or go to www.omahalead.org, and you can look up some information there. But yeah, man, I feel like we definitely have an opportunity to get this lead problem taken care of. Can't imagine there's a whole lot more yards left. They've done a whole lot of work over this past few years, ever since we've been declared as, what is it, a Superfund site? Is that what it's called?
Well,
And
actually, the largest Superfund site in the nation, mind
there
you.
you go. There you go. But in talking to them and them sending their message through us as well, we found out there's only really like 400 more houses that need to be checked, and then kind of the whole area is checked. So if you own some houses, or if you don't even own the property that you're on, if you're renting the property that you're on, you want somebody to come and test the lead out in front of your spot, definitely give them a call. So yeah, we'll keep on spreading that message as long as they want to spread it through. If they think it's a problem still, and they want to hit us up to be able to talk to our people about it, then we absolutely will. Because it means, all it means for us is it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better for us in our
Yeah.
situation. Miss Erica Felt in the chat is saying the Play School House has 3 openings this fall due to littles leaving for kindergarten. Send your 2 to 6-year-olds to learn through play, where families are honored. Man, what a
Nice.
tagline!
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I would send my baby somewhere to learn through play, where families are honored. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You can put that
Would
on a
love to.
t-shirt. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Also, Kimber Snipes says, please lift up the parents of Brother Phipps and Ford's mothers and loved ones who are reliving trauma. That's the one thing about talking about the situations that's going on around here with these police shootings and things. Every time we talk about it, I flinch. Like, I know the family. If the family's listening, the family gotta hear it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And yeah, man, definitely gotta help out. So appreciate that. Pops is saying thanks for giving Obadiah Short a shout out. Yeah, definitely check him out. Pops is a he got serious imagination, man. I'm amazed by some of the stuff that he writes. So if you haven't checked him out, you can go to Amazon and check out all his books. And now you can hear one on Audible now. So that's what's up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, don't forget, you can also go to our public library.
There you
Get a
go.
book from him now too. Yep.
Read my mind.
Go ahead and turn this over to Buddy. What's first on the agenda, Buddy?
Yeah, man. A lot to talk about. Definitely Miss Erica Felt. My mind is exactly where you are as far as man, we got to dive into that situation. The nearby sheriff posse, she says, are kind of scary, in my opinion. She also says the sheriff posses nearby are concerning, which we'll get into here in a second as far as the whole sheriff conversation. But I want to knock out these pilling stories first, just to kind of get it out the way, and so we can focus on this larger conversation. But yeah, Ellen Pillin, man, in the last final days, I believe it's actually less than a week left in the legislative sessions, and the vetoes are coming. Ellen Pillin getting his final say on some of the bills, and the fight continues in many areas. And this coming from Nebraska Examiner, as far as the fight for the towers. Again, Pillin has vetoed a bed bug bill that Senator McKinney has been pushing for quite some time, and actually was successful in getting it through the legislature. However, he has not been successful in getting it past the governor's desk. State Senator Terrell McKinney and LB 287, which in part sought to potential remedies to a pest infestation in Omaha Housing Authority towers occupied by low-income residents, not only bed bugs, which is the name of the bill, but also roaches, rats. Man, just the level of infestation is, I mean, if you remember some of the imagery that were given to us during our conversation with Brother Hassani Lee, as far as bed bugs and the breathing machines and just how bad this situation really is. However, though, apparently human dignity, which Senator McKinney says this is about, isn't enough to keep this bill moving forward. Again, Senator McKinney says this is about human dignity. It's about standing up for the values of the people we were sworn to represent. He also goes to say, excuse me, this is from Senator Rita Sanders, who is one of the 10 senators who actually reversed course. Again, the bill passed through the legislature. Senators supported the bill, but again, as we've seen, similar to the situation with SNAP, 10 senators reversed course. One of those being Senator Rita Sanders, saying, "I'm going to stand with the governor." Again, in not only the governor pushing the veto, but an attempt to override needed 33 supporters, and that fell short. Again, the sticking point for one of the other senators, Holstrom, who again reversed course, amounted to taxation without representation, saying, "My bad if I was asleep at the switch, but now I have this newly discovered evidence," saying that the bill was added to the package without knowledge, though McKinney, of course, disputed that, saying he could produce correspondence and show staff that they were aware of some of the amendments and some of the details and particulars in the bill, especially with the tax situation. Of course, there's still a agenda from the governor to kind of alleviate some of the property taxes and trying to figure out almost robbing Peter to pay Paul in the situation. And here we are again, showing its ugly head as far as illing once again on common sense bills.
Man, ain't nobody robbing Peter to pay Paul. Paul ain't getting
I knew you.
We're robbing Peter to pay Richard, but not Paul.
Man, I knew you was gonna say that.
Man, yeah, Miss Erica Fell summed it up in the chat, man. She said, where is it? She says having it vetoed is bizarre. That's my sentiment. It's it's just, what kind of look is that? I mean, like I'm at a loss when people do stuff like that. Like, why would you veto something that would alleviate people living in bad conditions? What are they over there saying? Well, they need to do it for themselves. I don't know what they're even. It's bizarre to me why that would even be a thing to do. And also, highly disappointed in some of the senators that reverse course. Like this is, you vote one way because you hear this thing at first and you're like, yeah, that sounds right. And then the governor decides for whatever agenda he's on to do something, and you're gonna come back and flip your vote to match what the governor's doing. I mean, you don't care that it looks like you just blatantly kissing up. You don't care how this reflects on you. You don't care about what your constituency is gonna say about what you're doing. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of these moves that's going on, and this is from a person who has on Senator Terrell McKinney on the show weekly and biweekly for years now, and and ask him pretty much every time, like, what is the deal? And he's just like, they don't care about black people. He'll just tell you, like, they don't care, and that's the only answer that we really got. What else could it be? I don't understand. So but and it's not, and of course we know it's not just affecting black folks, it's affecting people broke, just people all the way around that are in these situations. How many people live in the towers? It ain't all black people live in the towers, and they're suffering through this. There's a lot of poor people out here that are suffering in these situations, and it just don't make no sense. Miss Erica says, how does it benefit him to veto it? I'm wondering.
And I mean, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Aside from just the grand old party agenda, and the undermining of government, and all, like, I understand the concept of not wanting big government to overrule, but there has to be balance, and again, to this point, Palin did release a statement saying that he was not elected to simply, quote unquote, sign every bill that reaches my desk into law. Nebraska does not need redundant solutions and bureaucracy in search of problems, and it's essential that we protect foundational American principles, including fair governance and avoiding taxation without representation. Saying that that's pretty basic good governance stuff. So again, this is deeply rooted in, of course, the Republican ideology of not big government. But Sister Carol Warner, I'm definitely thinking along the lines of what you're thinking. Is not just racism, but it's definitely a matter of classism. The feeling, and remember, Pillin is a billionaire. His family owns the Chicago Cubs
and the biggest farm in the Midwest.
Come on, man. We know that. Come on, it's definitely classism.
Chump change when it comes to, when you really are looking at how much money is spent helping people compared to how much money they spend in other directions. Out of this whole idea, they're trying to save It's just bizarre, man. Sean McCarthy in the chat is saying there's so many bills that are vetoed or being stripped that just seem to be no brainers, like the bedbug bill or national on a national scale, eliminating air quality standards for factories. Uh, they've been fighting that mess for a long time. Big business has always done that, but I don't know, man. It's just, it's you living on this planet too, y'all. I don't understand what you what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you not being hurt by these decisions? I just don't get it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, similar to the car crushing situation in South Omaha. Like that's everybody has to breathe the same air. So
Right. RG said that's Ricketts that owns the Cubs. Ricketts
thank you,
family,
thank
yeah.
you, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's Pillin is the biggest pork farm in in the Midwest, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, this is like it's like Scooby Doo. Just take the mask off, same person.
We got away with it too if it wasn't for us. Mr. Phil says I'm being taxed close to $10K a year. Thankful for credits, not I'm not represented. Mark Manner in the chat said he's only there to do one thing: make the entitled people feel like he's doing something about taxes, as those people only care about themselves. There you go. Cameron says that's Ricketts who owns the clubs. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, Ricketts family. Stacey Jean in the chat says, I thought that was, yeah, Ricketts. Okay, there you go. Conversations with Miss Cheryl Weston. Good morning. She says, senators reverse course because they want to, of the Pillin and other senators in the future. Pillin wanted to flex his power, and the OHA lobbyist got in his ear. The OHA lobbyists, Omaha Housing Authority lobbyists. Haven't thought about them until you said that sentence right there. Who's lobbying? Who's lobbying for OHA? Who's in his ear saying, "Don't stay on the OHA side?" But on this, that's an interesting thought. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Not to mention the Property Owners Association. What role are they playing in all of this?
Yeah, and we had Dave Pontos on Esquire, put some respect on his name. They talked a lot about what they got going on, how they're trying to pressure people like Tennis United. So, yeah, it's all wrapped into one. Ariel's 402 says, hit the like button. Appreciate that right now. 7:33. If you believe in the concept of time, let's take a quick break and kind of shift gears so we can come back and jump into this continue on this hard conversation for Monday about what's going on here in our situation. So we'll take a quick break and come right back. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. Yeah, we'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back for Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Join us Friday. We got Tamara Dwyer in the house on Friday. Can't wait to speak to her about everything that's been going on, especially when it comes to this housing situation, the homeless situation, everything that's happening. It's been tough, but we're finally going to have Miss Dwyer on, so stay tuned for that on Friday. And also, before we get out of here with the season, we're going to have a very special Senator Cipher. They're going to come on. As a matter of fact, it might even be a different time of day that we do this show. It's going to be a one-off, so we can talk about the wrapping up the legislative session. We're waiting till it's over for Senator Ashley Spivey and Senator Terrell McKinney to come through. And so stay tuned for that special time for that one, because we'll be talking to them as soon as they get out of the session. And those are some of the things to look forward to coming up before the end of the season. In the meantime, between time, we are right here on Hump Day, Wednesday, the 28th of May. And unfortunately, we got to jump back into some things that's been happening recently here. That's been really hard for North Omaha in particular. And I'll hand it over to you, buddy, to get it rolling.
Yeah, I mean, there's again many layers to this whole conversation. So just trying to make sense of it all, and present it in a way that makes sense to you all and kind of streamline. Um, I guess I'll start with the updates as far as where we are now. Since Monday, since we last talked about it again, Sheriff Aaron Hansen released a video saying that he would not release body camera footage of the event until, of course, the grand jury investigation is completed. But since then, there has been some imagery and more information coming out about the shooting from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. They've actually shared some photos of the incident and released a statement. Again, the investigation is ongoing, and a lot of people are kind of echoing what I'm feeling from this. Even with some of these images, some of these photos, some of these reports coming out, it's still not making full sense. And shout out to some of the chat chimers who are sending information our way, making sure we're on top of some of this. As I mentioned at the top of the show, there has been a statement, and can you show that statement, or do we have that prepared? I know it's a Word document. Okay, from the Urban League of Nebraska, as you see on your screen. Not just the Urban League, but the Omaha NAACP, the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs, and Black Votes Matter all signed on to this. As you see, there is the thing that's jumping out to me: a call for the following. Again, full and immediate access to all available evidence as it becomes available, including police body camera and can't really see that body camera and camera footage to ensure that the facts are presented clearly and without delay. A thorough, independent investigation into the circumstances according surrounding the shooting, and also accessibility for all parties involved in line with both the law and the community expectations for justice and fairness. Excuse me, kind of small print. But as you see on the screen, again, I do appreciate the approach from these organizations to have actual calls. I know that was some of the pushback that Mayor Ewing got from his statement. People saying he's not necessarily calling for anything direct, just kind of speaking and giving condolences to the family, which we do appreciate still. But this is another step in the right direction as far as a call and putting pressure on the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. And again, I will dive into some of those feelings. But Paul, what say you from what you're seeing so far? A few people in the chat already as well.
Yeah, same thing, man. Just the Wanda Lewis is summing it up too. She says the people, the video clip that the sheriff's department selected did not reflect their narrative. Was visually blurred and grainy. The only clear image was a gun in the console. So, that's kind of what we saw too. When they finally did release some footage, it seemed like they only released some of the footage that supported whatever it was they were saying that happened. But even looking at what they sent out, it didn't seem complete. Didn't seem, it just felt very much like it's not still not clear. And I don't understand how dash cam footage, um, you know, police cam footage. I don't understand why this stuff comes out so grainy in the first place. I'm the tech side of what we do over here, and I deal in media and stuff all the time. And in this day and age, the camera shouldn't be looking like 1990s
You can have 4K small cameras.
Toys R Us cameras. You can have 4K small, teeny cameras. Like, it don't make no sense for this stuff to be looking like it's looking, and never be able to see what's actually happening. Sean McCarthy says if the photos were made to add clarity, all it did was raise a whole new series of questions.
Yep.
Not too sure why they even decided to release those particular photos. I feel like it's because they were pressured to by
Oh yeah.
the pressure campaign that's been going on in North Omaha. Shout out to brother Sherman Wells. Shout out to brother Kasim. Shout out to Precious McKesson. Shout out to brother Ewing, John, Mayor-elect John Ewing. Put some respect on his name. Everybody who's been calling for this, and not to mention this document here. Can we just take a moment to see a document that is signed by the NAACP, the Urban League, the NCAA, and Black Votes Matter? I think this might be
Yeah.
the time I saw them all in solidarity get together and make a statement from four different entities, and the pushback that you get from the fact that you got four different entities that are speaking up and calling for some action. Number one, I feel like they've been pressured. I feel like they feel they need to put something out fast, and it was something that that really kind of helped their narrative. Channel 7 was the one that got it first. It was posting it everywhere. Body cam footage shows 19-year-old was armed. Officials say. They say that he was armed and that he pointed the gun to the police at the police, and that's why he got shot. There's still some questions. Was he outside the car, inside the car? How fast did they start firing? Who was firing? I mean, they didn't ever say he fired anything.
Nope.
Like there's so many questions, and like Sean McCarthy saying, there's more questions now because of this grainy, messed up footage. Show all the footage.
Man,
There's dash cam footage to show. Show all the footage.
pull that picture up again. See how far away they are?
Yeah. And this is just one footage that we didn't even pull up the rest of the stills that they had released. They had even more questions. Where the lights on the side, where are they coming from? This is from the car. Why is this from the car? Is this but it's not the dash cam footage. Is this the police warrant camera from him by the car, sitting in the car? I mean, who knows? So that's the problem here. That's the real problem here. Kira Snipes posted from this group called Transparency and Accountability Matters. She's asking people to welcome to the page. Page was created as a space to address issues such as the recent shooting of an unarmed young man by Douglas County Sheriff. And she says all comments and opinions are welcome as long as they're relevant to the post and are from a named source rather than anonymous or nickname page. So there's some rules being set here. But on that page, that's what they talked about, that there's more questions now that this is happening. It seems like they only put out this footage in order to support what it was that their narrative is in the first place. And nobody has been accepting that narrative. And so it feels a little bit like they're scrambling, but it also feels a little bit like they're making the decision to put information out there that supports their story on this. And nobody's biting yet. It didn't feel like it's been answered at all, if you ask me. Wanda Lewis says if more than one deputy was present, then it should have been more than one video cam. Thank you. Should have been several body worn cameras. This was supposed to be an unmarked car, though. I think they said they were they weren't. So there was something about unmarked cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that the officer was in an undercover, unmarked vehicle, which again was why I'm pointing to how far he was. Like, this is in the middle of the night. You're in an unmarked car. Like, and this, again, all this happened in a matter of seconds. So at what point did the officer identify himself before shooting? One of the many questions that, have come out from this video clip.
Yeah. And and it's not even all the video clip. It's not even the full thing. So it's pieces of things, and it just doesn't. It's not adding up.
And per their own report, it doesn't make sense. So he was in the car. He got out of the car, pointed a firearm at them, didn't fire the firearm, but then got back in the car and put it in the center glove. Like, he put the gun away in the center compartment where they found the gun. It's just not making sense. It's just not making sense.
It looks like people in the chat are seeing that as well. We're not the only ones that have been looking at what they released. But we've been trying to pay close attention to this because, like we said, shout out to Brother Sherman Wells and everybody who's putting pressure on them to show this footage, including all these official groups now as well. And the little bit of, and first they come out and say they're not going to do it because it's under investigation. So it's still got to be still under investigation. If the video that they posted the other day saying that they weren't going to show body cam footage yet because it's all under investigation, that was kind of the bottom line. The last few lines of that sheriff's statement was, we're not showing the body cam footage. And then 2 days later they do, but only pieces of it. Investigation can't be over yet. So what changed? Or why did they release what they did? Why did they release what they did is the question. And if you can, and I can't decipher what's going on in them videos until I get that question answered.
Furthermore, there's this search warrant that's floating around that was issued after the fact, which is also a concern, because if you were in the middle of investigation, why didn't you have a search warrant already? Why are you producing a search warrant after the fact? If you had probable cause to engage these people to begin with, why didn't you have a search warrant?
And then when they did have the search warrant and they issued the search warrant, they went into the house that the young man was sitting in front of, his house.
Didn't he
They
find
didn't
nothing?
find anything in the house. And somebody else who was associated with the gun was arrested. Somebody who wasn't there, somebody who was on the other side of town, that person was arrested. Nothing is adding up. Nothing is making sense, and they got to do a way better job of explaining things. That's all I know.
And just furthermore, the larger conversation beyond this incident, we have to solve and figure out this relationship between, because this is like, I'm also thinking of the police, and this is not an environment where you can do your job very easily because the people don't trust you. And the people have reason not to trust you. Not just with this situation, but on a national scale. Again, let's get into what Miss Erica Felt was talking about earlier with the sheriff's posse. Mark Manor reminded us, I believe on Friday or Monday, that there was a white nationalist protest supposed to be going down in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any reports. I haven't seen anything about it, but I do know 3 hours away there was a national protest.
Right.
Patriot Front in Kansas City, just 3 hours away.
Oh,
not far for Douglas County sheriffs, to get down.
On Saturday, this just happened, and they reported this is in Kansas City. They have exact same thing in, I believe it's Oklahoma, that they did this in as well. Hit in different states with this, and Buddy figured out this is the group that Brother Manor was talking about. That was there was stuff going around saying they were going to be here as well. And so far they're just out here marching, shouting. But there's already people investigating what's going on with them. There's already people who are the higher ups in Kansas City spoke out against this group doing what they doing what they were doing. They hired a bunch of U-Hauls to carry themselves around, U-Hauled and banned them from borrowing trucks now. They see that they're just out here to make some noise, and guess who they are? Buddy, you blew my mind with this one this morning. Tiki Torch.
Yeah, man.
The Tiki Torch group then changed up, put some different stuff on, kept the khaki pants, and now they're organized and marching. I have family out here on in Kansas City that day while this is going on. Scary stuff.
And again, while I have no direct connection between Sheriff Aaron Hansen and some of these hate groups, you got to ask the question. Why do minorities end up getting killed? Only minorities are the ones seemingly getting killed by the police.
Yeah.
According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, Patriot Front, which is the organization that you see in Kansas City and has also been in Des Moines and also in other areas of Kansas and just all over the Midwest, there's an active Patriot Front group in Nebraska. Is it too far-fetched to believe that some of these actors are in our sheriff's departments? Is it too far-fetched to believe that some of these actors are in our police departments? Again, I don't have a direct connection between Sheriff Aaron Hansen or Chief Todd Schmatter to these ideologies, but these questions have to be asked. And again, it goes to the larger point of a huge rift between the people and the police. And how can anybody be trusted to do their job in this kind of environment? How can this force be effective at all in this environment? And it's upon them to move in a way that garners our trust. It's not upon us to just blindly trust them when they've shown an ability to violate their own policies. Hence the case and the situation with Adam Vale, who ironically the Douglas County Sheriff's Office just hired after he was found by the sheriff or by the chief of Omaha Police to violate policy.
Adam Vale is the officer that shot and killed
Brother Ford, Cameron Ford,
Cameron Ford. Thank you.
in the no knock
and
warrant situation.
No knock warrant, and was fired. Was fired by
Yeah.
the chief.
Yeah, because he violated policy. But Douglas County sheriffs hired him right back, armed him again, and put him right back on the streets.
What say you? Let us know. We want to hear from you in the chat. Also, we want to hear from you on Friends of First Sky Omaha. You can always put your comments on some of the articles that are there. And if you find other articles that are supporting some of the information that we're trying to, uh, search out here, please put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll continue to talk about these things. When we think about the hate groups that are around in in Omaha and just in the Midwest in general, but especially in Nebraska, it doesn't make any sense why there's not something or somebody keeping track of these things, and I'm sure there are. I'm going to look myself to try to find the organizations that do keep track of these hate groups. But at the same time, people make a lot of noise, man. And yeah, you're right. We've been known for years that there's there's documentaries on every channel about how white supremacist group have infiltrated law enforcement. This is not a secret anymore. Everybody kind of knows that. It's not the whole department all the time. But there are players inside the department that do a lot of this kind of stuff. And if they're in organizations that are already policing people, it's real easy to do stuff like shoot folks first and ask questions later.
Man.
Like that,
and
like what happens to us all the time.
Especially these gang units and special operations units and tactical SWAT units. Man, the militarized arms of the police.
Yeah. There was the incident in Omaha just yesterday. Somebody had barricaded themselves inside a house, threatened to shoot an old lady. And they sent squadrons of law enforcement out there. One of them tanks that they own and all that was on the scene. Somewhere out in West Omaha, and it just just reminded us about how militarized our police department is.
But tell me, did that person die?
That I know of. Christy Nor in the chat says the DCSO has shown us that they are racist. Aaron has shown us he is racist and hates poor homeless folks. Kara Warner in the chat. Go ahead.
Just for to add a little, Christy Nor is a white woman, if I'm not mistaken, saying that. I'm just saying.
She happens to be one. Yes.
Yeah, it just happened.
Kara Warner in the chat says many of these hate groups are registered entities. Wondering if membership could be public knowledge in some capacity. Until they actively do something to harm some folks, they're gonna get the privilege of walking around town shouting and gathering and forming each other. Somebody said it earlier. If it was a Black Lives Matter group, who said that? If it was the Black Lives Matter group, it'd be a police everywhere. It'd be some, try to organize, try to be another group organizing, and see what happens. Sue Kessler Hayden said he walked out with the firearm still in his hand, but is still alive. Talking about this guy who barricaded himself in the house, walked out with the gun in his hand, clearly. Chrissy North says DCSO loves to be able to show off that damn tank. They'll pull that tank out in a hot minute, man. A tank. What would you need a tank for? To police the citizens of your community. 7:54 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we got 6 minutes left in the show. We appreciate everybody that's joining us right now and adding to this conversation. RG says, now you know what these meetings are all about at Tactical 88. Been talking about Tactical 88. Talking about
Come on. So I think we all see what it is. We all know. But what are some calls to action? What can we do?
Thank you.
I would urge people to inform themselves about the Brady Giglia list. Call on your senators to support, because this is something that Senator McKinney had already said he will push. So if we have any legal minds in the chat, if we have anybody that can help, maybe Kimra, I know you mentioned that you help set up for some studies and things like that can lead to legislation. Let's get the ball rolling on really getting this Brady Giglia list together so we can know what's going on. because obviously we see that these departments and entities will share each other and shift mercenaries from force to force.
Explain to the people what the Brady Gig list is.
Yes, this is a list. Basically, it is the record of officers. It is a record that follows enforcement officers around and shows when they had disciplinary actions, when they've been reported for excessive force, when they've been fired for excessive force or violation of certain policies, and allows it. It makes it harder for officers to move from force to force without that stigma around them. It allows people to know what officers are patrolling in their area and what history they have.
I think we need to step up that idea. We need something stronger than that, because they're not hiding the fact that they did something in another precinct and now they're in another thing. They don't. I mean, it was on Channel 7. It was on every news channel out here. The officer who was the officer involved shooting with Cameron Ford is now working at the sheriff's department. Sheriff Hansen said that he's working behind a desk. He can't have a gun yet. This is all. It's all mainstream news. So this is not a hidden situation they got going on here. We need we need something that will make it so that they can't get hired somewhere else. We need a law that says if you are fired from your job for killing somebody, you can't go work at another police department.
Man,
Not just keeping track of who's going to another police department.
hey,
Can't do it.
no pushback from me. No pushback from me.
I was at a meeting yesterday of communications people, and they asked a question that I thought was a really good question, because it had me thinking in a different way. They said, "What does a fair and just and fixed Omaha look like in 10 years? In 20 years?" And everybody give us one answer. And at the time, I was thinking about a few things that has to do with law enforcement. I thought something about what Senator Terrell McKinney always talks about, which is oversight. And I started my sentence with, "We need oversight, and we need," and I was just like, "No, I'm not. We're not. That's not where my headspace is supposed to go, because we need that now. If things were fixed, and we were looking at what it looks like in 10 years, what would it look like?" And so I had to change my answer to, it would look like we have a great relationship with law enforcement, police, and sheriff's department, because we have an independent oversight committee that makes sure that they stay on point with what it is they're supposed to do and not supposed to do, and they're held accountable for their actions, and they don't have qualified immunity anymore. That's what it would look like to me in 10 years if everything got fixed. So now I'm thinking, is that the work to be done in this next 10 years to get there? What do y'all think? Let me
Well,
know.
Sister Kimra is in the chat responding. She says, "I'm down. We can come up with some language. Interim studies for this session are already closed, I believe, but we are in by any else, so we can do it next session." So she's making her breakfast. Thank you for tuning in and keeping up with the conversation in between. She also says we need another sheriff and we need to increase voter turnout. I got some ideas for CD2 that can be done through organizational and neighborhood work. So yeah, let's talk behind the scenes, Sister Camera, and get some of these things in order. But I think the fact remains, we can't just rely on the powers that be.
Yeah.
To go unchecked.
And with that, with 1 minute left in the show, I'm starting a little late this time, but I definitely got to talk a little bit about the fact that we got to take care of what we got to take care of. Shout out to organizations like the Black Agenda Alliance, like Untamed. They already feel like we're in a war. They're posting that all over the place, and there's survival clubs and all kinds of stuff going on, because we already feel that we have to protect ourselves in the same vein that the Black Panther Party for protection had to do for themselves. They not demand to not be abused by law enforcement, and have to do what we got to do, and that's really what it is. In the end, that we have to figure out how we're going to protect ourselves, and that starts from making sure that we're peeping out what's going on in the street before we go out, trying to be safe first of all. Second of all, how it is that we interact with them as well. There's a lot of you can always find instruction everywhere on how you should act with the cops, and it's a sad thing that you have to do that, but it is part of it. And then of course writing your legislators, making sure that there's laws and stuff in place that make it so that they can't act like they out of pocket. That's the third part of it. The fourth part of it is that we have to to look into the abolitionist theories on why we have departments in the first place policing us. Again, this is a multifaceted thing. There's not going to be one answer for any of it. We have to look at all of it and be a part of all of it so that we can keep ourselves safe, which is ultimately what we're trying to do. People got black sons that they're scared for. Straight up.
Man. And how do you how do you fight that terrorism?
Well, there's some steps, and there's some organizations that are involved in those steps.
Yep.
We might be all working in silos, but let's do what we're doing here on this show and open up the conversation to bridge the gaps of these silos and everybody work together. No, it's easier said than done, but that's the start. 8:01 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're already 1 minute past our agreed upon ending. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through this whole show. Pop says another awesome show. Thank you, and see you on Friday. Don't forget, we got Miss Tamara Dwyer on Friday, who've been recently called by one of our legislators a DEI hire. You remember who she is. And everybody after that came out, everybody who said they work with her, she's a consummate professional and is doing great work when it comes to the homeless situation, houseless people, and so on. We're going to finally talk to her and get her word on some things on Friday, so stay tuned for that show. And it's going to be an interesting conversation, kind of tying in a lot of what we're already talking about too. So I can't wait to speak with her. In the meantime, between time, what say you, buddy? What you got, some words for the people?
Man, just scratching the surface on this conversation. Of course, there's so much more to talk about, so much more to uncover, so much more to figure out. But I think the agreement is we got to figure it out. We can't just let this continue going the way that it is, and our sons and daughters losing their lives unjustly and unreasonably. Like, even if there were laws being broken, that's what a court system is for. So very, very sad situation, but we will continue fighting, continue having the conversations, continue trying to figure it out together, and continue moving forward, because it's all about progression. And regardless of the forces trying to stop our progression, we're going to keep moving forward. So with that, I will remind us we all we got, but that's enough. So let's get busy, y'all. And with that, Paul B, take it away, man.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm gonna start a segment on this show called "Things that goes on with Buddy that he'll never tell you," because he's just not a bragging type of dude. Buddy's sitting up there next to real artists that are spitting to his beats. Shout out to Killer Mike, who can recognize a good beat when he hear one. Yes, you heard me right. Buddy's got beats, and he got Killer Mike spitting. They got Killer Mike checking one out, and that's enough. So yeah, again, man, I'm gonna do it for you, buddy. Don't you even worry about it. I'm gonna do it for you. When I find out what's going on, he'll never tell you that he got big things popping, but I'm gonna tell you, because he deserves his flowers while he's sitting here. So shout out to him. Shout out to Pops for getting the book on Audible. People doing big things around here. I appreciate y'all.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Kimra, you need to write a book.
Big time.
I was thinking this last night. I was going to tell you this morning. You need to write several books, and we're looking into a couple things on how to make that easier with some of the new tools that we got going on now, especially with your notes. Let's put something together. It's going to be about us reading newspapers, reading books, speaking to each other, all the old school stuff. Everything old is going to be new again, just so we can trust what's being said.
Man,
big time. There you go. Thank you. Like Dynamite. Congrats. That's right.
Hey, thank you. I'll put it like this, man. I ain't won a Grammy yet, but when I do, there will be signs.
Yeah, when he does, it's going to be me that tells you about it, because he won't say it.
Hey, it's coming.
That's what's up. We're going to get out of here. Shout out to the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the chat chimers. Shout out for always joining us and having some great conversation, having great comments, adding to the conversation, bringing facts to the conversation. We got the best chat ever in the world. And every time I go out anywhere to do anything, I get so much love from the community for what it is that we're doing. They make me see what we're doing differently. We got our head down grinding, trying to do what we do, but the community is letting us know what's actually happening, what this really means. So shout out to the community. That's gonna be my new thing. I'm gonna go around town and be like, First Guy Omaha in the morning, and see who sings it back in the morning. I want to hear it.
Talk back.
Shit, what you talking about? I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna talk about it for real. Yep. Congratulations, buddy. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And that's it. Look, man. Look, I'm scratching the surface on that. Stuff happens with this cat all the time that we need to be talking about. So I'm gonna start a segment. I'm gonna write a little jingle. I mean, it's gonna be like, "What Buddy's doing?" You know, we're gonna figure it out.
Hey, look out! You might find some stuff in the newsletter, weekly rap.
Weekly rap. Please sign up for the weekly rap, man. Please do that. Yeah, we're changing up weekly rap all the time. I'm gonna give you that link just in case you have not signed up to this. And in the weekly wrap, we put our surveys and things like that too. We definitely need some feedback, some direct feedback surveys on some stuff. Take the time. It's never going to take you more than 2 or 3 minutes to do our surveys. So please take the time to do it. We have one that's out right now that is all about where are you getting your news, and how do you want to receive your news, and all that good stuff. Here's the link to that. So really, please put that together. Pop says, "All right, buddy. You know, we are super proud of you, and we live your beats. That's what's up. Yeah, we do."
I think it's trying to say love, but yeah, appreciate that.
Love them and live them. That's what's up.
Hey, there you go.
We'll see you Friday again. Special guest Tamara Dwyer will be joining us on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Get your questions ready for her. It will definitely be talking about the houseless situation that we got going on in Omaha right now. It's huge. It's huge right now, and it's very in your face now that the weather's getting better. You're seeing people come out from places that they were bundled in, and it seems like there's a lot of people that are out here that are houseless right now and need some help. So we'll be talking about it. Stay tuned for that, and take care of yourselves. It's going to be a little foggy, a little rainy, a little cool, but nice today. So yeah, get outside and be safe out there, please.
That part.
We'll see you Friday.
Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the Red